You see that background? You see it? Mm-hmm. You see it? You see it? Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Yeah, bitch. I don't do it, but I could do it. You hoes know it all. Don't fuck with you me. Hoes be tripping. Like I won't bet you in your shit.
You see that background? Where my music at? See that background? Let me tell y'all something. Boom. MVP. Boom. The reason y'all still got a show. Boom. I'm the only thing y'all talk about. Y'all ain't got nothing else going on. It is what it is. Without them, there would be no show. Huh? Huh? No show. It wouldn't be no show. It wouldn't be no show without them. Anyway, y'all, welcome to the channel. My name is QTheContentGuy, and we are back for what I thought was a very good episode of Beverly Hills. What season is this? This is season 12, episode I think it's 15. Yeah, episode 15. And yeah, you see that background? Let's get into it. We're gonna get into it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, this is a very, very good episode. Let's get into it, y'all. So the show opens up where the ladies pretty much are still at Doritos' homeless, not toothless party or charity event. They bring out a birthday cake for Kyle. They start to sing happy birthday. PK's over there working on his next scam. He's becoming a real estate investor. Now that Lisa's done crying, it's time for her to stare the pot. Crystal addresses her eating disorder and pretty much tells the lady she is getting help. Sutton brings up her issue about being called a friend with liabilities and shares that she got called by an attorney who reached out to her lawyer about one of Tom and Erica's many lawsuits. One of the many lawsuits. And you know, she hired an attorney, you know, because she didn't know what to say. And she said, you know who's really, you know, attorneys are really expensive. You know who also knows attorneys are expensive? Erica and Tom. So pretty much, I think I think she got brought into this because at the reunion last year, she shared that somebody she knew was involved or something like that with this lawsuit, or with the crimes that they had done, something along those lines. So I think that's why they kind of reached out, because they wanted to know if she knew anything. And she said she didn't want to go to Chicago, even though Chicago's pretty city. I didn't want to go, and you know, she didn't want to be part of it. And Erica was like, you know, it wasn't my fault. I told you not to say anything. I'm like, Erica, this is your fault, but okay. And Dorito says, do you feel like they came out to you because you were the only one that questioned? And I'm thinking to myself, Dorito, you question her, Kyle questioned her, y'all question her. Oh, that's right, you're around your girls now, so you don't like Sutton. Oh, I forgot. And Garcelle's like, no, she wasn't the only one. And then they do like a flashback of Kyle asking questions, Erica, I mean, Lisa asking questions, Dorito asking questions, all the ladies asking questions, because she wasn't the only one that asked questions. She was the most persistent, but she wasn't the only one. And then all of a sudden, here come Lizard Lips talking about It says, out of all of Garcelle, out of all the ladies, you seem the most guarded. Girl, we talking about lawsuits? What are you talking about? Oh, you trying to deflect because you don't want your lawsuits to get brought up because you probably entangled with Erica and them, allegedly, Miss Madam. Okay. See, I didn't drop my microphone. Let me stop talking about that lady. And you the most guarded, and Garcelle's like, this has nothing. What are you talking about? This has nothing to do with it. And then she was like, she feels as though, you don't get to know me. And Garcelle was like, I came to your party. I sat with you at your party, and she was just like, it doesn't make any sense. And honey, if you want to get to know me, you better Google me. You want to know me? You want to know what I've done with my life? You want to know everything about me? Get on your Googler. Get to know me. That's how you get to know me. Google me. Okay? Google me. Here come Lisa. Garcelle, did you understand where she's coming from? Garcelle's like, girl, what? Like, what? And Garcelle also feels like they shut her down because Garcelle's like, did you hear her? And Garcelle's like, did you hear me? Like, why are you saying this to me and you're not coming out there? And Lisa's talking about some love. And I'm like, Lisa, girl, shut the fuck up. Lisa, shut the fuck up. You in them fake tears. Go on and shut the fuck up. Finish crying about Lois. Remember, this is about Lois. This is not about the ladies. Can y'all put Lisa on pause? Matter of fact, just fire her. We don't really need to see her no more. She's not bringing nothing to the show but her mouth. She's irritating. And she's a shit starter. And she doesn't take accountability. I know you need one on every franchise, but we tired of seeing her. We really are. Garcelle is pretty much like, girl, you talking bullshit and I don't want to hear it. And she feel like she's not supported. And Kyle actually agrees with her, like, Lisa, girl, shut up. It's the next day and we at Crystal's house with her and Rob, and Crystal says she feels pressured from the other ladies to have to answer them and things like that. And Rob is like, no, you don't need to answer them. This is your truth. This is what you're going through. You seek help when you feel as though it's right. And Kathy comes in and she's pretty much says the same thing. She says, we're not nurses, we're not doctors, we're not this, we're not that, and you don't need to answer to them. And I agree, like, you don't need, who the fuck is Lisa Rinna? Who the fuck is Erica Jane? Bitch, you got your own motherfucking issues. You getting sued by every goddamn body and they mama, and you worried about whether she eating or not. You need to worry about what color your jail suit gonna be. The car rolled 15 times. But I agree, like, stop answering their questions. They really don't care. So stop answering the questions and be like, I'm going to get help. Thanks. Moving on. Over at Kyle's house, they're celebrating her birthday. She's talking to her daughter about the wedding, and she shares some backstory about her and Mauricio. Nice little scene. She gets some rollerblades. She's really good. She shares that she went rollerblading with the Jacksons and some other people. Over at lunch that I'm sure some Bravo's paying for because Lisa has no money and Erica has no money, allegedly. They're talking about her breakdown and that she said she needed to have one. The breakdown where there was no tears coming out of her eyes. See, I gave her grace last week, but I think I'm not give her grace anymore for the rest of the season. So that breakdown she had with no tears coming out of her eyes. That breakdown. And she said it's really important to, she needed to get out. And then, of course, Sutton is her trigger. Sutton is Erica's trigger. I'm like, girl, without Sutton, honey, y'all wouldn't even have a season. Y'all wouldn't have shit to talk about. Y'all wouldn't. Honey, Dorito thought that break-in was going to last long. Honey, Bravo quickly got over that. You try to come up with that alleged DUI that PK had, honey, Bravo quickly got over that. Bravo didn't care about Lois. They got over that. So without Sutton, y'all wouldn't have nothing to talk about. So I guess we know who will be sitting in the front seat. at this reunion. She said Sutton's a trigger, and Erica said, yeah, she's a trigger, and there's moments where she's fun, but then she pokes the bear and she says what she said. I'm like, girl, shut up. Lisa wants to throw at a 70s party for her lip liner because she felt like the one last year wasn't good enough or big enough. Mind you, Crystal went out her way to do that for her, so that was a slap in Crystal's face. But okay, sis. Okay, Lisa, girl. Okay. Sutton and Kyle meet up for drinks, and Kyle says, you pretty much threw everyone in a loop when you brought up the whole lawsuits. And Sutton was like, but she called me a liability, so I was letting you know why she's more of a liability than I'm a liability. And how come she's the person in the group with the most lawsuits, the most drama going on, and y'all calling me a liability? Why do y'all keep defending her? And Kyle quickly skated through that to move on about something else. The problem that I had with Sutton is you should have stayed on that. I don't want, you're not gonna know about my blind date. Let's finish talking about what we're talking about. Sis over here, she got lawsuits, and it could affect us. But y'all acting like it ain't nothing going on. Y'all acting like, she got a divorce and stole his, and took his money. No, they stole money from victims. And let me tell y'all something. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all as we go on. I ain't gonna even say it right now. Sutton, like I said, Kyle was able to get out of that. Sutton shares she has a blind date, and I'm like, child, whatever. So it's time for Lisa's party. Lisa looks a mess, as usual. Kyle looked good. Garcelle looked nice. Erica looked nice. Crystal looked cute. I actually thought Crystal was Garcelle when she walked in. Dorita looked a mess. Who else was there? Cherie. I'm kind of side-eyeing Cherie because Cherie did this interview on somebody, and she was saying something like, kind of like, I was like, girl, what? Something like along the line, like Sutton is kind of like a liability. Cherie, girl, you go hang it with them popular girls if you want to, and they gonna tear you up with them fake bags you selling. Moving on. Where am I at? Oh, so Kyle invites all the ladies to her house. She's like, her house is kind of small, but then there's like another house 10 minutes down the road. So Garcelle says she'll stay at the other house. Lisa says she'll stay with Garcelle, and then Lit Liquor was like, I'll stay at a hotel. How about you stay home? Why don't you stay home? Stay home with your girlfriend Asher. Stay home. We don't need you. Thanks. So Garcelle, Erica, Kyle does what she does best. She stares at the pot and she gets shit started. And she said, she's asking Erica, what does it mean when she says Sutton's a liability? And Erica, without hesitation, says, a hindrance in making friendships. And Sutton, like, am I making a hindrance for you, Garcelle? Garcelle was like, no. Garcelle was like, you can't treat me nice and then treat my friend mean and think I want to be friends with you. And I absolutely 100% agree with that. If these are my friends and you're being nasty and mean to them, but you want me to be cool with you, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Don't even worry about coming over here. Keep that bullshit and them lawsuits over there. I'm good. So Dorito jumps in. When y'all get rid of Lisa, please get rid of Dorito. Please get rid of her. Just gonna get rid of her. Just gonna get rid of her. So she jumps in and she's like, Sutton, it was really low for you to bring up Erica's lawsuits. Girl, the lawsuits are all over the goddamn TV screen. Everybody's bringing up the lawsuits. It's not just Sutton. And I get so tired of Dorit is so fucking phony to me. Every time you get around these hoes, Sutton, you an issue. Garcelle, you an issue. But when you ain't got them, then you want to be cool with them. See, and the thing is, I probably wouldn't even pay Dorit no mind. I would probably pay her dust because she ain't got no backbone. She get loud. Don't nobody pay that shit no mind. And I would keep the goddamn conversation with her. I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up and keep moving. Worry about that break-in. What about that break-in? Worry about that. Thanks. So she's like, it was low, and then Lisa said it was embarrassing, and I'm like, Lisa said it's embarrassing, and she's like, and I'm not having anybody's back. I'm like, Lisa, girl, shut up. But they ain't pay, they paid Lisa dust. They was like, girl, whatever. And then they start to, I forgot why they started. I think Dorito said something. Oh, she said at my charity event, and they was like, what's, my homeless, not toothless charity event. And Kathy started laughing, and Garcelle started laughing, and Dorito was like, it's not funny. But you ain't had that same energy when Kyle was laughing at it. Like, and Kathy was looking at her like, girl, it was funny. She was like, honey, I've worked with the homeless and the toothless. Tell y'all something. And I know a lot of y'all mad at Kathy because she made that joke about Lizzo being called precious. Let me tell y'all something. When I watched that, I hollered. Do you hear what I mean? I rewind that thing about 5 or 6 times. That thing was funny to me. It wasn't even that deep, y'all. And she was like, girl, calm down. And I'm like, yes, Dorito, calm down. And Kyle was like, oh, the name is not even that. It's not even, that good of a name. But anyway, moving back to what we were originally talking about, I'm like, yes, thank you, Dorito. Shut the fuck up. Sutton said, honey, Lisa back paddling, pussy popping and back paddling, because, and saying that if it's going to work out, then it's supposed to work out. And Sutton's looking at her like, girl, I'm good on you. And then, Lisa's like, because I'm going through something, so cut me some slack. I can cut you some slack, but you're not gonna talk crazy to me because you're going through something. I've had people pass away in my family. I had a death, my grandmother passed away and things like that. And I didn't treat people any differently because of what happened. I didn't take things out on them. So your mom passed away. I'm sorry for that. My condolences, but you're not gonna talk to me crazy. It's going through something or not going through something. You ain't gonna talk to me crazy. Because I'm going to snap back at your ass. I'm going to have you in the corner crying some goddamn way. So go on now. Go on, sit your ass down somewhere. And Sutton's trying to get her words together, how she wants to say something. And then here go fucking Erica. And I am the drunk one. But we'll get into that later. Then she looks at Kyle. Then she looks at Garcelle. And Garcelle's like, oh. And no, yeah, she said, I don't have a drinking problem. So Erica says, I don't have a drinking problem, but you're trying to push the narrative that I have one. And Garcelle's like, no, I didn't, but you had 3 incidents. And, that's a problem. And Erica was like, if I did have a problem, I wouldn't tell you. I would tell these ladies here because they're closer to me. And Garcelle's like, yes, we know every chance you fucking get, you let us know how goddamn close y'all are. Erica, Garcelle says, I got with the ladies to pretty much say what was going on and did they have concern? And Erica was like, was that concern for me or are you trying to make me look bad? Baby Garcelle pushed up, looked up. Erica, I don't have to make you look bad. You did that all on your own. Boom. To me, that's where the episode should have ended. It wasn't nothing else left to say. That was it. What else we talking about? What else going on? What else going on? You look bad yourself, sis. Lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. Lie after lie after lie after lie. The car rode 15 times. I said, oh, all right. I said, oh, Garcelle. Oh, Jesus. And then Erica's her stupid comeback, and you make yourself look like a liar. I said, oh, girl, please. So, because you have some alternative modems or whatever against me. Garcelle, like, girl, have a problem. Garcelle was like, you have a problem. It doesn't affect my life. And Erica said it doesn't. If I want to destroy it in my life, Garcelle said, well, honey, go ahead and destroy it. I said, girl, she already destroyed it. Go ahead, girl. She already done it. The fuck? And Here go Dorito again talking about, you did say that or something along those lines. Like Garcelle, like, girl, no, and then Dorito started exaggerating, and I was like, girl, Kathy jumps in and says, we're all supposed to uplift each other. And it kind of goes off at that, and next week they get to Abson, and the rest of the shit pops off. This is a very, very good episode. Garcelle was on one. She was tired of y'all getting on her motherfucking nerves. Sutton is sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all. Erica, you are a fucking liability. Erica, you are a hot ass fucking mess. And you will continue to be a hot mess. It's simple as that. Dorito, you can go. You don't bring anything to the show. Take Lint Liquor with you. And take motherfucking Lisa with you on the way out. That's how I see it. And I'm glad Garcelle is piping up, and I'm glad Sutton not playing with y'all. They got y'all their foot on y'all neck, and y'all don't know what to do. So y'all think y'all can bully them. It ain't working. Erica, you're not all that motherfucking hard like you pretend to be. Bitch, you wouldn't last a motherfucking minute. In Jersey, Potomac, Atlanta, hell, even New York, them fucking girls would eat you up. So you sit on down there in LA with you and your lawsuits in that shitty ass fucking house and them stupid ass people that you paying to be your yes man. Girl, please, she makes me fucking sick. Anyway, y'all, I'm out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Enjoy your evening. See y'all next week.